I rarely ever see black men and black women grocery shopping together or just together. And it's very sad.
Look at this moment I caught today on the carpet.
Wow. We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now. It's the right time, It's the right sound. Right now. Tell the whole pipe down. Tell that nigga pipe down.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne.
What? What's your body count?
What's my what?
You heard me. Your body count.
Why do you want to know?
So I know if you was a hoe.
First of all, the numbers of bodies that you had doesn't determine if you're a hoe or not. I feel like the people that you're sleeping with makes you a hoe or not. Like if you're sleeping with your best friend's husband, or you sleeping with your cousin's wife, or you sleeping with people that you're not supposed to be sleeping with, that makes you the hoe, not the amount of people. Because I could say that I had 13 partners and people like, oh my God, you had 13 partners, but within 40 years, that's not that bad. I mean, some might consider it bad, but I don't care. Numbers don't make people hoes or not. The people that you sleep with is, right? Period.
Okay, all right.
How many have you had?
Mom.
Well, there you have it. This is the advice that modern mothers are giving to their daughters. And this just goes to show that, again, modern women have the digital footprint of an adult film actress. And why do I say that? Because she admitted to 13 partners in this video. And I guarantee we all know that we have to multiply that by 3. And if we're using the body count formula, she's 40 years old. We go 40 minus 18, that's 22. And then we multiply that by 7. So she probably actually has closer to 154 bodies, especially if she is not married, which, I mean, it looks like she might have a wedding ring on. Okay. But guys, depending on when she got married, then I'll stop the body count counter. But until further notice, further discussion, I would probably estimate between 40 to 50 bodies, just being conservative, okay? But the advice, oh, well, it doesn't matter how many people you sleep with. It matters about the quality of people you sleep with. No, that's what these women think, that they can take the position of men. No, for men, that's what matters. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, all right? If I'm, as a man, slept with 50 fat bitches, it doesn't make me look good. It doesn't make me look like I'm some Don. It doesn't make me look like I have game. I couldn't get a course and teach men, oh, this is how you get really attractive women, because fat women are not attractive. But if I were to say, oh, I slept with 50 supermodels, I slept with 50 pageant girls, I slept with 50 cheerleaders, then it's like, oh, okay, bro, teach me your ways, teach me your secret. But for women, it's more about quality, okay? Did you sleep with a quality man who proposed to you and was willing to marry you? And it was right? Because the more bodies that you have as a woman, it hurts you. Whereas as a man, I'm not going to say that it's just something that's glorious and should be glorified, but we all know that men respect other men who are good with women, and women respect men who are good with women, period. But men don't respect women who all up in a man's face and who got hella bodies and who is easily attainable, who's easily accessible. So the advice that she's giving to her daughter is destructive, because now her daughter thinks, oh, well, if I just sleep with 30 NBA players, then it's going to be cool because they're quality men. No, that's not how it works, right? what makes you a quality woman, what makes you not a hoe, what makes you not a 304, is if you sleep with a quality man, a Malcolm perhaps, mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men, and you start a family with that man. That makes you a quality woman. But if you're out here in the streets, sleeping around, catching bodies, increasing your body count, then you are diminishing your value overall, period.
So, black women, I don't know if y'all pay attention to this when you're out and about, but I do. I'm a very observant person, so I see everything. And have you ever paid attention to when you are running your errands, when you are going to the grocery stores, when you're going to dollar stores, when you're in the malls, when you are at beauty supplies, shopping? I would have to say specifically I see this at grocery stores. Other races of women shopping and their men are with them. Okay, he might look irritated, he might be tired, his feet might be hurting, but he's with his woman shopping with her. We don't see that in the black community often. Have y'all noticed that? Typically, when I see a black woman shopping, she's by herself or she's with her kids. I rarely ever see black men and black women grocery shopping together or just together. And it's very sad. We function very differently from every other community. And it's really quite pathetic. It's very sad to me. But as you all know, this is why I encourage black women to open up their options to other groups of men. So that way you can stop shopping alone and have somebody with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I agree. I totally agree. Go for it. Shoot your shot, queen. Go and try and bag you a white zaddy. I ain't stopping you. Ain't nobody holding you up at the door, mama. Go do what you gotta do. And we as Passport Bros, we as SYSBM, we as MGTO Dub, we as IR Daters, we as Milkman, known on X as, we don't care. We don't care. Because we got options too. And that's fine. Okay? Nobody's mad at you. The reality is, who's really checking for a middle-aged woman with a chest tattoo? Searching high and low. Can't find no suitors. Bro, nobody is checking for a middle-aged woman with a chest tattoo, and it looks like it could be another man's name tatted on that titty, okay? I mean, bro, you have the most delusional women saying crazy ass things like, oh, I don't see black men and women going to the grocery store together. That's cap. That's cap. But I also do know what she's talking about, and the reason why you may not, from her perspective, see black men and women going to the grocery store together, because black women are having kids and they grow in the grocery store with their kids. I mean, how many times have you seen these women go out to the grocery store with 2-3 badass kids that they cannot control? How many times have you seen it? And the father is nowhere to be found. And then people say, well, it's the father. It's the father. Where's the father at? Well, the question is, what type of man was the father before she actually laid down with him? Was he a man who was husband material? So that's really what you have to ask yourself, because they're dealing with Thug Max Alpha Simps. And if y'all don't know what a Thug Max Alpha Simp is, I explained it in previous videos, but I do have some new people to the congregation, so I'm just going to explain it really quickly. A Thug Max Alpha Simp is a black man who is presented Thug Maxed, okay? He might be yadded all the way up, okay? He might have the chains the chains and the fucking I'm forgetting the jewel name. The baguettes or all that kind of stuff, right? He might be iced out. He might be busting slack. He might have the Thug Max look. He might have that goddamn, you feel me, like shit, they got them hat cut ways and be talking like he did for real. You know what I'm saying? Speak that real Ebonics, he did. Like, not no little preppy white proper ass shit, that whack ass goddamn dialect. Nigga, you feel me? I'm a Thug Max Alpha Simp. I speak Thug Max, bitch. So, a Thug Max Alpha Simp, he is going to be Thug Max, okay, completely. As far as his attire and outer experience and outer presentation, the way he presents himself to the world is Thug Max, okay, unapproachable, mug shot, right? The mug, the mean mug, all that kind of stuff. This is the Thug Max Alpha Simp, sagging his pants, right? Don't want to look nobody in the eye. Don't want to make no eye contact. Don't say, hey, how you doing, sir? Don't nod when you walking past you. Thug Max Alpha Simp just doing his own thing. Maybe he's rapping some lyrics walking down the street. Maybe he's toting a strap. Maybe he's not. Maybe he has it legally. Maybe he doesn't. Okay, the Thug Max Alpha Simp is unpredictable. But then we talk about, okay, what do you mean by alpha part? How is this guy an alpha? Well, he's not an alpha. He is a perceived alpha to black women because this is the most attractive archetype to black women. So therefore, yes, he is Thug Max. Therefore, he's a perceived alpha to black women. But in reality, he is a simp. That's why you get the Thug Max Alpha Simp, because in reality, he is a perceived alpha to black women, but in general, in real life, he is a simp because he's willing to crash out, lose his life or his freedom over a woman or over a petty dispute with another emotional single mother raised man. So this is what we're talking about when we speak on the Thug Max Alpha Simp, and this is what most black women are going for. But as you can hear, she's saying, oh, well, black women, go expand your options, go date IR too. I mean, here's the thing. You can do that, but I'm going to tell you right now that the men who are IR, right, outside of your race, they're not checking for you. And we know when it comes to male and female dynamics that the man has to make the approach, not the other way around. So what if a man is not interested in y'all and they're not approaching, which she's saying, oh, well, I never see black couples together in the grocery store. I've never in my life seen a white man cold approach a black woman. I've never seen it, okay? I really haven't. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm sure it happens. But I've never seen it in real life where he doesn't know her. He cold approaches her and says, hey, I like you. Let me get your number. Let's da-da-da-da, boom, bap. I've never seen it, okay? So I'm not saying that they can't do the IR thing. You know, I've seen a couple IR relationships, but I just don't know how they started. Maybe social circle, all that kind of stuff. But what they're not understanding is these other men are not checking for them like the other women are checking for black men, okay? That's just a fact. So, you know, we can have this discussion back and forth all day long, and they're going to say, oh, well, you're a dusty and this and a third and all this kind of stuff, and that's fine. You know, we take it all in stride. But when you're talking about dating IR as a sister and you're trying to give advice to the black women to date IR, you have to actually give them real advice. Like when I told my brothers, hey man, you need to date IR, you need to be a passport bro. I told them, leave that hood shit behind, stop cursing all the goddamn time, If you are going to come into the fold of a different culture, you need to come with 100% respect. And you know, obviously you can be likable, you can be that A-type personality in that scenario, but it's more of a learning experience than going in and trying to be the swinging dick, okay? And so I tell my guys that, and it's the same for black women. But here's the thing. When you are when black women get into relationships with white men, let's just say white men because that's the topic of online, they change the way that they behave. But and everybody knows this, it's not like some crazy thing, but they won't do that for black men. Whereas black men, when we date IR or if we're dating a sister, we're the same, right? Like we're not changing. Oh, well, you know, I used to listen to hip hop, but now I'm listening to classical music. Like we're not doing that. We're not changing who we are. But because a woman is a woman, she has to change to the direction of that man. So she changes her approach. She changes her presentation. She changes her whole attitude, which is really the biggest gripe when it comes to black men and black women. It's the attitude. But they're willing to change that for white men versus changing that for black men. They're going to say, oh, well, it's because they earn more money than y'all. I mean, the disparity between white men and black men as far as earning potential is less than $5,000 or, you know, between $5,000 to $10,000. So it's really not that much money that they're earning more. It's just that, like I said before, whether I don't think it's necessarily self-hate or anything like that. And I'm not going to do the mama you black, your daddy black, all this kind of stuff. I'm just going to say they think that that situation is better. Therefore, they have to act better. Just like, you know, you'll see a hood bitch who come out the hood and then she get into a white area and she will she will leave all that hood stuff behind if she's alone. Now, if she's with a whole bunch of other hood people, then she's gonna act a damn fool. But if she's alone in that environment, she's gonna acquiesce and, dare I say, assimilate to that environment. So that's pretty much what I'm talking about. But like I said, I mean, y'all are free to do whatever you want. Passport 304, date IR, do all that kind of stuff. Blame everything on black men. Do it. That's fine. Just don't get mad when brothers go and do the same thing. That's all I'm saying. Let's talk about fairness. Let's talk about being fair. But I will give her a word of advice. Nobody except black men are checking for a middle-aged woman with a tattoo on her chest. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Look at this moment I caught today on the carpet.
Wow. So that was extremely awkward. 20 years of marriage, and when you see each other, alas, after your divorce, it's an awkward, where do I get in? Get in where I fit in. This is how you can tell that Cory Hardrict is a good man, okay? He went in for the dap, and then she went in for the hug. He went in for the dap, adjusted to the hug. He was respecting her boundaries. He was respecting her space. He came out a couple times saying, I want to fight for my family. I want my family to work. I want this and that. But he never bashed her. He never shamed her. He never disrespected her. He never cheated on her. But the women are making up lies. They're making up stories. They're making up false narratives about this man being a bad guy. And they're saying, because you weren't there and you don't know. And do you, when I continue to say and stand up for Cory Hardrict, who has had no real prior legal issues like that, nothing crazy, right, that I know of, no real scandals in the media. You know, he's been an actor. He's been working, and I mean the performance that he did in All American, and then that little spinoff that they did with All American Homecoming, I think it was called, with the HBCU. I mean, he was so good in that show, and I know it's just a show, but he's always typecasted. If you really see, he's always in a leadership position when it comes to black men in the movies that he's casted in. So you can tell that he is making a concerted effort to pick the roles that he takes so that it is actually beneficial and impactful to the black community and not this regressive negative image of black men. He was a coach in that movie or in that show, in that TV series, and he is molding the minds of young student athletes. And this is the position that I believe that he takes in his real life, because, you know, I follow his Instagram, I follow his moves, I make sure I can validate the fact that I'm vouching for his character, and I can tell you right now that this guy is a man of high moral character. And you know, Tia Mowry, she went out and completely destroyed her marriage, completely destroyed this relationship, completely went out and bashed the man on the mainstream media in front of the cackling hens at the what is it, the Real, or whatever the hell the show is, with Whoopi Goldberg and the other woman, the old ladies. Guys, this woman completely destroyed her family, and black women are praising her for it. So what does this tell us? This tells us SYSBM. This tells us MGTOW. This tells us Passport Bros. This tells us Date IR. This tells us that even when you are a good man, and this is a Malcolm, a top tier Malcolm. He's not just a regular, mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. This is a massively attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. And he was not able to sustain his black marriage. He was not able to prolong his black love. And what we're starting to realize now is that this narrative of black love is really not being upheld by the main people who are pushing it, which are black women. They're pushing black love. They're saying go marry a black woman. But then y'all are the ones who are the first ones to file for a divorce in a good relationship. Now, it would be different if he was beating the shit out of her and dragging her up and down like Tina Turner. But do you think an abusive man would have gotten a hug from his ex-wife like this? She was shocked and embarrassed to see him on that same red carpet and see that he is doing just as good, if not better, without him. That's what's going on in this interaction. You see the body language, and he came with the utmost respect. This is a woman that he had children with, that he was smashing. This woman belonged to him in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of the government, in the eyes of marriage. And she over here acting like this was just some, awkward friends with benefits type situationship. These modern women are out of their minds, and they keep defending Tia Mowry for breaking up her home. Why are y'all defending this? And then in the same breath trying to preach black love, and then trying to shame and ridicule and diminish Cory Hardrict's character by saying, oh, well, he was abusive, he was a bad man. No, he wasn't. He was a good man. He cared about his family. He cared about his wife. He cared about his children. He would have done anything to keep his family together. He would have stopped working to keep his family together. He would have worked 50 jobs to keep his family together. He was doing whatever he could, and she filed for divorce, dismantled the family. He even fought for the family after the filings, and she still took him to the cleaners, and she wants child support, and she wants spousal support. This woman is not to be trusted. And a lot of women like her, the ones defending her, are the ones that y'all need to watch out for. But, let Dr. Umar and Killer Mike tell it. These are the women we're supposed to marry. Why? So that we can do 20 years with them, end up divorced, and then lose half our shit? No thank you. I'll take the passport for $120. But anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship request to the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying on time, man. Y'all need to be in your motherfucking game with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.